No, I have no idea, so that actually worked well. From replacing the word God to the size of your bod. The latest dispatches from the war on the obese, or WODO, couldn't be more fat-rageous. Damn it, Bill. For starters, the Citizens Medical Center in Victoria, Texas has instituted a policy banning job applicants from being too overweight. Explained Hospital Chief Executive David Brown of the apparently legal policy, quote, "The majority of our patients are over 65, and they have expectations that cannot be ignored in terms of personal appearance. We have the ability as an employer to characterize our process and to have a policy that says what's best for our business and for our patients." Meanwhile, Irish airline Ryanair has gotten frequent flyer flack for, well, don't ever make me say that again, ordering flight attendants to drop some excess baggage in order to save on fuel costs. Explained a spokesperson, "We cut costs wherever possible, and the changes will represent a significant reduction in weight. Fuel is an integral part of the fare. You can't fly passengers anywhere without it." That's Captain Obvious. And the Shut Your Jaws incentive clause, a chance to appear in the company's annual Girls of Ryanair.
Yeah, hot dog.
What is next? Roosters dating cats? I guess that is what's next.
Slow YouTube news day.
Yeah,
it was a slow YouTube news day. Sorry.
Believe me, a video of my rooster.
You gotta stop posting that stuff publicly. I'm telling you. Hey, Lauren, I'm taking a huge chance that you'll be able to talk about the story without offending most of America, so don't make me regret it. What do you think about what the hospital's doing?
You know what, I really have a problem with this because, in all seriousness, I don't think that obesity is that they're comparing it to age discrimination and racial discrimination. It's not the same. You weren't born that way, and there is something you can do about it. And if you're a private company, I think you have the right to hire who you want, especially if you think it's going to affect their job. My problem is that they think they're just judging on appearances and BMI, body, whatever that
Mass
means.
index, yeah.
Thank you. And I don't know that determines what a healthy person is, because as we all know, like, Bill Schultz is rotting from the inside. You don't know it.
But he could be hired based
based on looks.
He could weigh 5 times what he weighs and probably be okay.
Right what I heard, because we all know. I knew where that was going.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Hey, Hammer, I kind of love that the hospital exec says he's doing this because of all the 65-year-old patients who have expectations. It's like, it's not me, it's all these cranky old people. You know how they can be.
I need to be wheeled down the hallway.
Yeah.
Listen, I think as seniors to that, but I think the hospital may have a point here. Because it wants to set a certain standard for its patients, and obesity leads to every bad thing you can think of health-wise in America. They're trying to set a certain standard. I think they can set their own rules. I don't think there's anything illegal about it in Texas.
Right.
You may not like it, but it's kind of the way they do. But by the way, BMI, what the hell is that?
Body mass index.
It's
wrong.
Does anyone ever really think it's legitimate? I mean, they came out with this thing about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's legitimate now.
It can't tell the difference between what's muscle and what's fat.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always ask for everyone's BMI before I go out with anyone.
Right.
So.
More like TMI. Just playing. Having fun.
Hey, Bruce, should the hospital be allowed to disqualify otherwise qualified job candidates just because they're overweight?
As a private company, they probably have that legal right, but as far as good business, people over 65 are so happy that anybody will talk to them and care for them because, society just ignores our elderly, which is a whole other show.
Sure.
But I think
it's on Lifetime.
Is it on Lifetime? I think it's on right now. It's killing us.
Probably.
But
You're right about that. You're right about seniors in America are absolutely ignored.
Yeah, and
everybody takes care of little babies because they're so cute.
And it's a thankless job.
It's a thankless job, and it's a tough job, but I just think it'd be nice if corporations would just get people that are competent. Just get people that are competent. It works for Starbucks. It works for Spearmint Rhino. There are many successful stories in America. Just get people to get the job done.
The great part about this is they'll hire you, and if you get obese in a job,
you're fine. It's just for applicants.
They will fire you.
So they will work with you or something.
Yeah. It's the grandfather clause.
Yeah, your grandfather.
Right.
Well, now, the Ryanair thing...
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Okay,
don't jump ahead of me. Don't jump ahead of me, Emma. I'll get to you.
I was just going to stay over here and sit in my chair.
All right, I'll get to you. I want to get to Bill Schultz first because he hasn't had a chance to
Two Bills here.
Schultz, remember when it used to be all about hiring people who were talented Actually, it's probably good if you don't remember that.
I'm getting it from all sides here. I'm just one man trying to do my thing.
Just answer the question.
I don't want a doctor wasting his time staying healthy, being in shape, counting calories. I want a doctor who smokes. And we've already talked about a story where people were not getting hired in hospitals because they had a cigarette addiction. I want a doctor who's not watching what he eats. I want him to do all those things so that he can focus on one thing and one thing only, making sure I stay alive to do the same thing. Focus on me. I don't care. I don't want you healthy.
He can relate to your
Exactly.
lifestyle.
Keep me alive.
Okay, but when your unconscious body needs to be lifted and moved around, you're going to need someone that's physically capable of doing that.
You're going against your earlier argument, which said that I weigh nothing thanks to constantly inhaling cigarettes rather than food.
You want Keith Richards to be your doctor.
He shakes a lot though. You know, he's in shape.
Well, not a surgeon, but maybe.
All right, so Lauren, what about, let's get to this Ryanair thing. Are they just using these fuel costs as an excuse to not have overweight flight attendants?
As an excuse to keep their flight attendants hot,
Yeah.
that's what you mean.
Yeah, that is what I mean.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already stuck on a plane. They nickel and dime you for everything on that airline.
Yeah.
Like, you got to pay to pee. So you may as well have a hot wait staff.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Ryanair's known for these schemes like charging to use the toilet, and for a while they wanted to sell standing room only tickets. Is this whole thing, this is just a PR stunt, isn't it?
Am I allowed to talk now?
Yes.
It's absolutely, you're dead on right. Yeah, it's aggressive. This CEO is a master of publicity.
Absolutely.
I mean, that whole bathroom thing, everybody was talking about it. I think
Yep.
this is just,
Balderdash?
it's balderdash.
Thank you.
They should just change the official name of the airlines to Cheap Bastard Airlines. We're cheap bastards. We know you don't.
They're Irish. It's like
It's like the Easter Bunny, though, here, though. They're not telling the flight attendants to lose weight.
Oh, exactly.
You don't want to be in that Ryanair bureau calendar?
That's even true. But Sucker's the person who buys into the story.
Well, and getting back to this hospital thing, Bill, this exec is also allegedly racist in addition to being sizist. He's battling a discrimination lawsuit over a 2007 memo he wrote describing his disgust over the hospital's growing number of Middle Eastern-born physicians. So is this guy just looking for excuses to not hire people?
Well, and he did the same play card too. When they backed him to the court, he's like, "I'm just voicing the concerns of my patients, my racist agents."
My elderly.
It's like, you know how grandpa is at the Thanksgiving table, you know?
If you were to hear that day in and day out, you'd probably want to,
Yeah.
Yeah, even at this age, I'm a sponge. If Granny's going to say something, I soak it up.
Yep. All right. Final time to update our latest